How was the meeting with the forwards?
Look, it was fine. We're always in a place where we're trying to educate our players further, away from the emotion of the result. It's always frustrating and disappointing straight after the game when you've had a loss, particularly one where you had your chances and you didn't play the way you would have liked. So, given today we've had 2 days to clear our heads, good to have a good conversation about how we played and what we did well, what we didn't.
What did you make of so many misses going forward inside 50?
Yeah, I thought we had enough opportunity to bring the ball to ground. It wasn't, we might have blazed a little bit, but we had people in the contest and we didn't get the job done in the last quarter. So, for the first 3 quarters it was pretty good. The last quarter we struggled in that space.
Bass, how frustrating to lose so many games by less than 10 points in the past few years? I think the strike rate's been 25%.
Yeah, I know. I turned up at Port at the wrong time, didn't I? No, it's it certainly is a bit frustrating straight after the game. But we're continuously looking to educate and improve so that we can be the best team we can be and win more of those close games.
And you guys practice that a lot, don't you? Certainly pre-season trainings and stuff.
Spent plenty of time practicing it during pre-season. We'd have at least one game scored every training session so that the guys are getting to practice those late in the game moments. We had our opportunities late in the game. We didn't take advantage of them, and Richmond did.
So just keep working on that part of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all you can do.
Educate and improve, as you just said, there are other points that you were so looking to educate with your players.
I think more around the composure in today, probably not so much around those moments, but more how we played. Like we were not as strong in the contest as we have been. Certainly post stoppage, and also the last 2 weeks we've scored. We conceded a lot from stoppage, so it's an area we need to improve.
Composure an issue?
I think we're always working towards it. I think we kicked a lot better on the weekend, but we maybe missed some opportunities to speed it up a little bit.
So who drives that? Who drives that? Is it?
That's part of all of our jobs. I mean, offense is certainly a part of my role, but Ken's the key driver.
Does that surprise you that you're conceding so much from stoppage, given the fact you've got the best ruck combination in the league?
Not necessarily. I mean, certainly the last 2 weeks is, a surprise. We're probably ranked number 1 for score against in stoppage the first 2 weeks, and we ranked 18 the last 2 weeks. So, it's been a bit of a change up, but no, we probably haven't quite had the ruck dominance the last 2 weeks, and we're looking for probably a little bit more than we got from our midfielders on the weekend.
What did you make of Grimes' effort in that last quarter?
Grimes had an outstanding last quarter from the very start of it. So he won important balls. He made some great balls when he wasn't marking it. He had a great quarter.
What do you tell the players now? You're going back and looking at that game. What do you sort of show the players and how to try and defend that sort of stuff?
I thought we had good opportunities to bring the ball to ground, and we were in the contest, and we weren't strong enough in the contest. So, we either improve in that space, or we find other people that will improve us.
How do you get more out of your midfield best?
They've had 2 very good weeks, the first 2 weeks, and it has been quite a new combination. We've had some significant adjustments in personnel. And they're learning how to work together, but we need a bit more of that contest to contest hunt. It's been okay. Certainly, it's been better than the back half of last season, but not quite where we need it to be.
So it's hard to turn things around in such a short week, given it's a big flight to Perth as well.
I think the guys have been relatively consistent over probably 5 of the 6 games they've played. This year, certainly probably the weekend was our worst performance that we've had. We count JLT because it's all part of your form. No one's not trying their best when they're on their football ground. So we'd expect a response from the team this week.
So given that, do you think someone like Jared Lena, after just 1 week, could come back in?
Well, absolutely. If we think they're going to help us win, then they should be able to come back in. We've got you, Andrew.
Yeah, some good form in the sample with Leonard, obviously Marshall yesterday in Broadbent. Mm-hmm. There is some selection pressure there.
It's good. There's sometimes your SNFL team is playing well or winning, and but you're not quite seeing how they could improve the team. But we certainly see some players in there that could help us be better, both short term and in the long term.
And Hamish Hartlett, he's likely to return at some form of footy this weekend.
We'll assess Hamish as the week goes on.
With some of there was a few rush kicks on Saturday at Bassett, just without instead of hitting short targets or being more composed, just bobbing along. Has that been sort of discussed this week?
I thought we showed better composure than certainly a lot better composure than the week before against Brisbane, where we had some genuine opportunities to control the ball late in the game. Maybe we rushed it a little bit inside 50 late, but there was a desire to score, which we understand. But I think there was an improvement in our efficiency with the ball. It's more getting that balance of efficiency versus speeding it up to help you score. And if you try and play really fast, you'll see normally the kicking efficiency's down. If you try to play particularly slow, you'll see a higher kicking efficiency. Generally, neither wins your games. So you've got to find that happy medium.
With Ollie back and obviously with Rocky and Boki in the midfield this season, it's been hard for Sam Calpet to, I suppose, find his role compared to what he was playing last year.
Yeah, Pep, we've tried to get forward a little bit more. I think for balance in his game, I thought we got the balance about right against Brisbane, and he did spend a lot of that first half in the forward line, went on ball in the third quarter and really made an impact for us. I mean, he had the opportunity at both ends Saturday and did make an impact, and we probably found that a little bit with our younger players as they weren't able to make the impact that they have in the first 3 rounds.
Is West Coast and Perth the hardest trip in football now? I mean, Geelong and Sydney at the SCG, where do you rank them?
Well, West Coast are the premiership side, and their crowd's pretty loud, and they tend to not lose very often over there, so it makes it a toughish trip, but common sense doesn't always equate to how you perform, and certainly not this season by anyone in the competition.
Is that an indication with the younger players that it might be time just to give them a rest, give them a week off?
You're constantly learning lessons as you go along as an AFL footballer in terms of how to get up week in, week out, and how to prepare yourself. And they learn a bit more last week about what they need to do individually to play the best game they can. And I think it's more when you start seeing consistency in performance, where okay, it's time to have a rest or not. But 1 week, those guys have been terrific for us for most of the season so far.
The last couple you go.
You're talking about greater efficiency versus speed in order to score.
Yes.
You've looked at the whole competition. Is that something the competition's struggling with, the new rules and that waiting to try and get it right, and therefore it's become ugly?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, our scores have gone up. I think we were the 4th highest scoring team on the weekend, and we lost. So I don't know. Maybe we need to get more defensive again. No. It's certainly been it's been interesting, isn't it? We try and adjust the rules to increase the score, and I think the scores have gone down quite a bit. I couldn't explain that. I mean, I think our scores in our games have gone up, but not across the competition.
Does it surprise the coaches that there's not a single team averaging over 100 points?
I think it does. Like when I forget who's number 1, but it's 95 points a game. So we're not at 90, and we're 4th, I think. So it is a little bit. Games have been close, which is a positive, and certainly some of the teams that have been lower down the ladder have got looks like they're quite well organised behind the ball defensively, and it's been harder to score on.
Just last one. What do you make of the 50-metre penalty against Lynch? Was it too harsh, do you think?
The 50-metre penalty.
Back-to-back free kick.
The back-to-back against Burton to Lynch.
Yeah.
There's been an adjustment in adjudication this season, hasn't there? So there's been some of those paid. There's probably one against Rosie in the last quarter that you wouldn't have seen in the past, but they've been paid this year, so we have to adjust.
Do you think the defenders are finally getting the credit they deserve?
In
like these low scores, and there's finally been a bit of a focus
across the AFL? I'm not sure. Maybe I've made the move to the wrong end at the wrong time. I thought the rules was the right time to move. The game was going to get more open, and it was going to be high scoring, and I was going to get some credit. But no, Oh, look, people want. There's always a balance in scoring. We get a fair few more goals than a lot of other sports, but you probably like more goals created in ways where it's from positive play and not from sort of random actions, which you probably see a little bit of. Even we were the fourth high scoring side on the weekend, but even some of our goals, it's like opposition kicked it to us, we kick it over their head for a goal. Like, it's not really. We didn't design it that way. It just happened. The ball was in our forward line and we kicked the goal.
Is consistency your biggest battle at the moment at Bass? I mean, 4 rounds in, you've probably got a read on where you're at, where the competition's at. Is that the biggest challenge for you guys?
I think for any team, it's consistency in the way you're playing, and trying to ensure that we're all on the same page, and that the players are turning up to every contest and treating it the same way.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.